Okay, let's change it up again. Let's change the location. What the?
Why are you running?
Again. In the span of a few years, for me, Instagram went from a cool platform where you can see what your friends are doing to an app that you use to either distract yourself or fill every dull or boring moment in your life. But did deleting it actually change anything? 3 years ago, I got the awareness of this deal that I found myself in. What am I getting from Instagram and what am I giving? I was getting a lot of cheap dopamine hits. It basically became a platform that I just scroll. And what I was giving to Instagram was my time, and that was a lot of it. I started to think, what is actually more important? And for me, the answer was obvious. And because I wanted to get this control over it, I made a decision. I found some tip somewhere to delete it for the night. And then the next day, if you want to use it, you have to re-download it and log in again and do all that process, so make it more difficult for yourself. And I was like, that's genius, because that is exactly my problem, that it's too easy. So I did exactly that. I deleted it, and then when the next morning came, I realized that actually I don't need it right now. I will download it whenever I will need it again. And I have to say that really worked for me, because there wasn't the moment in the next 2 weeks from that I actually needed it. So I didn't even download it. Of course, there were moments where I felt like I wanted to because it was a habit, but I decided not to. And eventually I even forgot about it. After some time, I started to have these dull moments and having a hard time to accept them. And then something else came to replace that. There wasn't one specific thing. It was depending on the day, whether it's another social media app, whether it's some website, whether it's some other platform where there's content or whatever it might be. But something always came to replace it, and that became the new Instagram for me. Currently, I don't even think this is really an issue that always something comes to replace that, because I have the self-awareness now of it and it's much easier to control it. I know myself better now. I just want you to be aware of this if you are thinking to do the same. But there were so many benefits of getting rid of Instagram in my life. I would say one of the biggest one was that I got so much more confidence in myself when I stopped seeing what other people are doing in their lives and what are all their life goals and achievements and accomplishments, milestones in their life. Because I could just focus on my own journey. I didn't anymore fill my mind with whatever I should be because other people are that. And I could just be more me and focus on creating the life that I want to have, no matter if it's what other people are having or not. And when the noise started to quiet down, I got so much more focus. It became so much easier to learn, to study, to understand, to work. The amount of notifications that I was getting went so much down that it was so much easier to get into flow when you are, for example, reading something or you're doing some creative work. You know, in 2 to 3 months, all of this will be full of blueberry. I'll then come back and eat all of them. It's so sunny day that I have to keep moving all the time. One interesting benefit that I got from deleting Instagram was this creativity and connection to myself and others. When I had those moments where I let myself and my mind slow down, it was so much easier to connect with everything, and that helped me to connect with that creative side of me. And something that I somewhat replaced Instagram with was reading. I started reading again, which was something I had basically never done in my life. And now I have subscription to this, like a personal finance magazine. And it has on the back page these sudokus and crosswords and things like that. They're super fun. People think that they're just for old people, and I mean, my grandparents do those, but they are super fun. They are very much stimulating the brain like a social media platform could do, but in a very positive way, because at least I love to solve problems, and that is exactly problem solving. So if you're thinking of some alternative, try crosswords or sudokus, or reading as well. Okay, let's change it up again. Let's change the location, what the... And then I would say my social interactions and social life improved so much when in social settings, there wasn't any more like an escape for me that if I didn't want to be there with people and talk with people, I could just flip out my phone and pretend that I'm busy doing something else. I am happy that I pushed myself to do that because I feel like my social anxiety went so much down when my social skills improved as well. For sure, there are still moments where I could do that and maybe sometimes even do that to take my phone when I am with people, but it's not anymore a habit for me to try to escape those social interactions, those conversations. One very interesting thing that I noticed was that I stopped caring what others think of me so much. Because I felt like on Instagram, I always have to be very intentional what I post because so many people are seeing it. And now I don't anymore have to prove myself or show how cool my life is to my old primary school friends that I have not even met in 15 years. And I can just live for myself. I am still documenting my life to post content here on YouTube, but here I feel there's so much less pressure overall. For example, I don't post about so many things in my life, positive things as well, like trips or fun moments with friends and all that, just because I don't feel that I have to. But on Instagram, I always felt that if I'm doing something fun, if I'm reaching any sort of milestone in my life, I have to post about it. And now I know myself much better. I know when I'm reaching the limit of stimulation, when I'm starting to get overstimulated, when I need to take a break, when I need to pause, when I'm scrolling too much, when I'm using an application too much, using technology too much. I know all of these things because I stopped using Instagram. That was the catalyst for everything. And that's why I think it's very interesting to stop it, but not even think that you have to necessarily stop it forever. It's just to have like a break, a pause, and just see what happens. For me at least, the one benefit or habit led to another, and that led to another, and that led to like 5 others. So it's kind of like this snowball effect that you have from doing just one small thing that could be deleting Instagram for one night, and that eventually can lead to very life-changing things. This whole process of creating a better mental clarity, simplifying life, and creating these compounding habits can be actually found in my online course, The Simple Life Blueprint. I will leave a link to that in the description if you want to check it out. And then to answer the question, was there some negative side effects or anything negative about deleting Instagram? I have to say yes. There was. It's not so black and white that once you delete it, your life will be amazing forever. I think I have missed so many events and things happening in the life of people that I know. But then the question is, do I actually care about that or not? Because I don't even know what I have missed. If I knew, maybe it would be different, but now I don't even know. I think it's not that big of a deal because I can still call the people and text the people that I actually care about. So I have missed a lot of things, but from people that I'm not even seeing in my life these days. Anyway, I think that there's a huge difference asking somebody how are they doing and what has been happening in their life than just reacting with a fire emoji to some really big life update that they are posting on Instagram. But even though all these positive things happened in my life, I still went actually back to Instagram. I downloaded it, I don't even know when, but at some point, just to see what happens. Can I control myself and my life if I have it on my phone again? And I can tell you, I went back to the same cycle that I was just scrolling. Even though I had the self-awareness there, I was still doing it and feeling bad about it. We are all human and it's incredibly difficult to resist the urge, especially if you are feeling tired emotionally and physically, you're having a bad day, to be so mindful and always try to be the best version of yourself. So I would say if you have a hard time staying intentional with any social media app, the less you have them on your phone, the better it is. These days, to fill my mind with something useful, I use YouTube. Here I watch a lot of educational videos and I'm trying to stay as intentional as possible. And then I use this app called Aura that is like a content platform, but it's really just for self-care. There's much less content to give you that constant dopamine and more to give you that fulfillment and peace. It is a paid platform, but I will leave a link to that in the description if you want to check out, for example, start the free trial and see if maybe it's a good fit for you as well. Thank you so much for watching this video. Remember to stay kind and meaningful in your own beautiful journey. Check out the 2 links below. See you in the next one.